And it's inspection day here. We got the inspector to come out early Saturday morning, and we're going to go over some things that you as well may benefit from knowing on the importance of doing a home inspection and why we recommend doing a home inspection, and things that it could possibly reveal. So stay tuned, guys, and let's go check this place out. Also looking at in this wiring panel is what we call double tap. Can you explain what double tap is?
Business, what they do is they want to take the easy route, and instead of just getting an extra breaker, buying a breaker and putting it over here, especially, for example, you have a empty space here. A lot of times they don't want to run out and buy one. So what they'll do, they say, well, I'll just piggyback it on top of another one. So now you have two electrical conductors in one breaker. And what it causes is, if you have multiple appliances or electronics running at the same time, it can cause that breaker to overheat. It's going to be overload. It's consuming. You're pulling more electricity than it can handle, and it can trip, and it's going to cause problems. It's one of those. It's a safety hazard. It's very common. It's easy to repair. You just got to get a bigger, either get the breaker that you need. A lot of times, if you don't have more room in the breaker, and depending on what it is, you might have to actually put a bigger panel to run however many appliances. A lot of times you have all these older houses and people start adding light fixtures or electrical outlets. Next thing you know, you're running out of space, and to them they think, well, I can just put it in another one here, and that's just one of the most common things that I find. And that right there alone is going to cause you problems with the insurance company. Insurance company specifically asks in their 4-point if there's any double taps in the breaker, and this will be something that has to be remediated or repaired before closing. I'm looking for a couple things, whether it's copper, aluminum. Copper is good, aluminum is no good.
Why is aluminum not a good sign to see it at your breaker box?
Related to the aluminum wiring, that single strand aluminum, it's no good.
So what I've heard is that also a lot of people don't understand the hazards of aluminum wiring and copper, mixing copper items and aluminum, the different heat rates.
There is for insurance purposes, there's a fix to that. I've done all this issue without rewiring the whole house. It's something called cop alum, meaning it's like it's an adapter, and you pretty much have the aluminum conductor that comes in, and then you have the copper that comes out onto the breaker.
Okay.
So that's something that, for insurance purposes, it works. I would still prefer to rewire the whole house, but if you have a client buying a house, and you're going through a deal, and all of a sudden, rewiring the whole house is going to cost you $5,000. That's another alternative. You just got to make sure that you get an electrician that knows what they're doing, because it's an actual form. It's an acceptable way of remediating the issue without having to actually replace the whole wire in the house. So the insurance companies, they're okay with that.
So definitely is one of the items in an inspection that we want to pay close attention to, so that we recommend an inspection for all homeowners and home buyers. The best thing to do is get an inspection right after contract. Another repair item that we look at and we make sure that is in proper working order is the air conditioning unit, both the air handler and the compressor outside. The air handler here, we want to make sure that it's been properly serviced and that it's had its filter changed on time, that the coils are clean and working properly. Also making sure the temperature at the vents is going to be cooling properly and evenly. I'm going to make sure that the property has a very good, healthy air conditioning, because it is South Florida. That's not something that we want to mess around with. Welcome back. There are a couple different inspections when you are presented with the option to do an inspection, and there's going to be 3 different basic type of inspections that you should be aware of when offered an inspection. One would be your most basic, which is a 4-point inspection, meaning that they're going to be checking items in the roof, electrical, plumbing, and structural, just to make sure for insurance purposes that the home is sound and insurable, completely insurable. Secondly, to piggyback off of the insurance inspections is what they call a wind mitigation report. This is the report that the insurance company is going to request for additional discounts on your insurance. It's going to check things like hurricane shutters, the age of the roof, the quality of the installation of the roof, as well as any kind of additional hurricane protection that you may have. And this is all to mitigate wind damage. The third type of inspection, which is most common to everybody when they ask you about are you going to be inspecting the home, is a general home inspection, and that's going to actually make sure that you're looking at all the other items in the home, not only the electrical and structural, but properly working items such as dishwashers, disposals, your stove, your ovens, anything else like that, your water pipes. Make sure that there's no leaks under the sink, the wiring is all taken care of, properly wired outlets, things like that. So there are different levels to the inspection, and at the very bare minimum you want to make sure that you get a 4-point and a wind mitigation, because those things are going to be the ones that save you money, at least on your homeowner's insurance. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to go over a couple more items here, and we'll check back in. If you guys have any questions, you know, you could always feel free to comment down below or send me a message and I'll get right back to you guys. Come on, let's take a look. We got a lot more work to do here. An inspection will typically run you about $350 to $500 depending on the type of report and size of the home. However, I recommend highly that you always consider an inspection when purchasing a home, as it will uncover a lot of inspection items that you may not have noticed during your initial walkthrough in the home. For any more information or questions, please contact us and we'll be happy to help you with anything we can. Take care and happy house hunting, guys.